Hello, my name is David Roskoff. I'm an AC certified master tech, and in this video we're going to be showing you how to use a vacuum pump. We're going to give you different examples and some demonstrations, and we're also going to tell you why it's really important, and we're also going to tell you some of the best ones out there that you could buy. Alright, let's get started. This is a Mityvac, and this is one of the most reputable and well-known vacuum pumps in the industry, and I did a lot of research to find out which is the best vacuum pump or tester you could buy. And I bought this when I was working on my FD-RX7, which is notorious for a bunch of vacuum hoses and what they call a rat's nest. And I used this to test and actually fix that car, which was really neat. Now, your typical vacuum pump is going to be mechanically or manually operated. And what that means is that this part right here is going to be used to squeeze, and this is how you're going to build your pressure, build your vacuum. Now, on this particular tool right here, you have this knob right here, and this knob is going to allow you to switch between vacuum and pressure, and this button is going to allow you to release that pressure. And then you have the most important thing, which is your gauge, and right here is going to be your fitting, which allows you to attach a hose to it. So let's go ahead and show you some of the accessories that come with the vacuum pump, and we will be showing you how it works and demonstrating a few things. So a couple of accessories that come with the vacuum pump is going to be different types of plugs and different types of adapters. And this is a really nice kit because it just allows you to be able to work with all types of hoses and lines. Some of the things that people use this tool for is to test solenoids, to test fuel pressure regulators, EGR equipment, actuators, and also to bleed the brake system. Now, in my experience, I can tell you right now, I have tested electrical actuators, and here's a video of me testing an electrical actuator on my RX-7 where I applied the vacuum and I then energized the solenoid, and I was able to see that the solenoid was able to release or to divert the vacuum. So now let's look at it as far as using the pressure side. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the clear hose to the nipple. So we're going to take our clear hose and we're going to connect it to an adapter as we spoke about earlier. And then we're going to take the adapter and we're going to go ahead and put it inside this vacuum hose to make an airtight connection. And then we have it connected to the nipple of the actual wastegate actuator. Now, the wastegate actuator works with the actual turbo system, and it is a rated spring in there. So a certain amount of PSI should move this. So first off, when we pump it, if it goes to the right to PSI, we're adding pressure. And now we're going to go ahead and start pumping. But as we pump, I want you guys to see what happens to this actuator. As you can see, the actuator arm is extending, and that is the typical operation of a wastegate actuator. But the problem here is that it should be holding the actual pressure. And as you see in our gauge, it is bleeding out, which means that the wastegate actuator is actually faulty. Now, I would say this is the most second common usage for a vacuum pump. And the reason why is because whenever you're bleeding your brakes, there is no better way than actually applying vacuum in order for you to bleed out all of the air. So what I like to do is I like to make sure that all of my components are airtight. Now, all the magic happens in the cap. I can't explain it perfectly, but essentially what happens is when you're pulling fluid through here, instead of the fluid going straight across into the tool, which could damage the tool, it actually drops into the container. You're going to want to make sure that this always stands vertical, because the cap itself cannot work like this. It has to stay vertical. It's very crucial for that. Otherwise, you will be sucking in brake fluid. We're now going to show you with some water here. We're going to go ahead and pump, and you should see the water move from the jug to this container, but not to the tool. You can see the container being filled with water, and it's also applying some pressure, a little bit of vacuum as well. And whenever I press the release button, it's going to let the water go back because the system is not under vacuum anymore. As you can tell, this line did not receive any water, did not get touched by any water. This line does. When we take this off, our water is inside here, and everything worked the way it was supposed to work. And I highly recommend to always have one of these in your arsenal, because as a technician, this is a must. Thank you for watching. We hope you learned something. We'll put the link for this in the description, just the website. Please hit the like button, and we'll talk to you soon.